I would choose to screen LinkedIn because that's where they're presenting themselves as prospective employees, as professionals, and that's where I think I would find out what's most relevant in considering them as an employee in our corporation. Frankly, what they do on their other social sites like Facebook really is really not my central concern.
I would screen Instagram. I think Instagram gives you a picture of what your potential employee is doing at a given time, and they typically use that when they're with their friends and they're showing their activities and at special events or what they eat, what they like to do. So I think that would be much better than a Facebook account.
It would have to depend on the age of the applicant, because depending on your age, you're using different forms of social media. So, thank you.
I believe expressional content would be the subject just explaining or expressing his feelings towards an idea or a person or whatever situation that is being discussed. Offensive content would be that subject expressing his feelings but being very derogatory in terms of his expression that would cause offense to people or issues that other people might be sensitive to and have an opposite opinion.
Anything that's racially driven, obviously in an offensive way, talking derogatory about a specific group would be offensive.
Okay, well, in my view, expressional content is a very broad term that includes any content where a person is expressing themselves. So in terms of their likes or dislikes, like they might be listing their hobbies, they might be listing their thoughts, their opinions on issues, and so on. Offensive is when, for example, though it would seem very inappropriate on LinkedIn if someone was using vulgar language or putting pictures that were, might be considered obscene, or expressing prejudicial or racist or homophobic or sexist content, voicing extreme or hateful statements, those sorts of things, which I would not expect to see on LinkedIn, would strike me as the kind of things I'd find offensive, as opposed to just someone saying, for example, hey, these are my hobbies, here's my kids.
Any illegal activities, obviously breaking the law, something like that.
It would particularly, we'd be looking, I would, first of all, be leaning in the direction of, I guess you'd say, freedom of expression. And because one of the things we look for are people who are willing to express themselves. However, if they made comments that would indicate their lack of qualification for the job. So, for example, that's why putting aside the immorality of racist statements or sexist or homophobic statements, since we deal with a diverse clientele, that would be indication they couldn't do the job.
Because we are a healthcare related field, anything dealing with drugs, alcohol, or anything that is discriminatory in nature in terms of racial bias, gender bias, would cause us to either, if he's employed with us, would be a cause for termination, or if we were looking at hiring a candidate that showed any of these signs, we would not hire